What's up, guys? We're back with episode 13 of the GD podcast after the obvious week of us not uploading. So, Kwan, I'm going to ask you what you've been playing this week, and I hope that this time round your PC doesn't crash.
His PC just crashed. We just recorded the podcast for about 10 minutes and his PC crashed, so fuck it.
Yep. I apologise. That was a nice, short, snappy intro, Callum.
9 o'clock, we're speeding it through.
Dude, it's 9 o'clock. Some of us have to be up for work in the morning.
Take a chill. Oh, is it past your bedtime?
Yes, it is, actually.
Callum's actually taking some cocaine just before this.
Dude, what the Yeah, hang on.
Okay,
Where's my credit card gone?
Oh my God. Literally took like less than a minute to get onto the topic of cocaine. Good
to get
job,
a drug
lads.
reference in there, yes. That's what we need.
What have I been playing this week? And hopefully the PC doesn't crash this time. What have I been playing this week? I've been playing a variety of different games, not a lot of like any one game in particular, just been sort of dabbling my fingers in a variety of games here and there, mostly because I haven't had a lot of time to play games in this last week. I've been having exams at school, but what I have been playing is Undertale, which is the game I got in the Steam Winter Sale, and I've been enjoying that quite a bit so far. Not played a huge deal of it, about 4 or 5 hours into the game now, and it's also a game that you two would also be able to play. I think anybody with a PC would be able to play because it's not demanding in the slightest. But yeah, it's a really nice game, really funny, very different. Can't say any game I've ever played is like Undertale at all. So yeah, really enjoying my time on that. Apart from that, played a little bit of Grim Fandango Remastered, although not really a lot at all. Played a little bit of Hardware Rivals just to try out the free PS Plus games along there. What else? I've been playing some more of the PlayStation blog Game of the Year 2015, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Desperately awaiting the new expansion to come out for that, and that is pretty much it. So, yeah, what have you been playing, Oz?
Yeah, so what I found really funny about that was the fact that Quan pretty much said exactly what he said on the last podcast, almost identically.
Oh, yeah.
It was really weird. But I'm not going to say exactly what I said on the last podcast as well, because this was about the time when Quan's computer crashed, right at this point. So then we recorded, me and Callum, about 7 minutes of carrying on with the podcast before Quan comes in and says, well, I've lost my stuff, so we can't do it. Anyway, let's get on with what I've been playing, because I've just procrastinated for about 5 seconds. Watch Dogs. I went back and played that recently. Now, don't laugh, because I said this on the unrecorded podcast in that sense, because like I've not had really any real games that I've wanted to play recently at all. Like I've looked at my PS4.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Well, I don't own that game, Quan. But like,
yeah, the last word of that game, like, it's called Hunt, right? I'd rather replace the letter H. Rather replace the letter H with the letter
this guy
C,
has some
and then
massive
use
banter on
use
him
that
today.
word to refer to Quan.
Witcher Wild Cunt.
That's Quan. That's Quan.
But
that is wit at its finest.
That's the GD podcast at its finest. Wit.
Anyhow.
Or shit.
Anyhow. So, I've played Watch Dogs because I didn't really have anything else to play. Recently got back into that. Just restarted my game. I deleted the old save and just started from the beginning again. And yeah, just been playing that. It's been quite fun. I do feel like it was probably people seem to hate on that game quite a lot because it was overhyped. I actually quite enjoy it. Along with that, I've also been playing Battlefield 4. I recently got back into that because I again didn't really have anything I wanted to specifically play on the PS4, so I just loaded up some old games. Battlefield 4 was one of them. Loving the Siege of Shanghai Conquest thing where it all collapses and shit, so that's brilliant. And I mean, we mentioned this on the other podcast.
On the failed recorded podcast,
yeah. You don't need to say it more than once.
but
you and The Witcher 3, Quan.
Oh yeah, but The Witcher 3 is the definitive Game of the Year 2015.
But Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is also something I've been playing as well. So me and Callum play that together.
I'm sorry, can I please take note of this? Out of all the games you could have gone back to playing, or could have like just started a new game completely, you go back to Battlefield 4, Call of Duty, and Watch Dogs.
What other games did you want me to go back and play? The Order?
Good game. No, not necessarily go back and play. Just play some new games. I don't understand. Like, if you're gonna go back and finish a game off, fair enough. But at least make it a good game. Like I did it with Bloodborne, and that was a very good game. But like, obviously, debatable with Battlefield 4. But like, all those games are like sort of like you're not finding anything new like going back and playing those. I think it would be much more beneficial
Well, to be fair, I
experience.
never finished Watch Dogs, so I'm playing it through for the first time essentially.
Yeah, because the story is clearly like incredible. And
It's definitely is defining.
Robert's just come online. The Dutch faggot.
We know why he's online.
Yeah, we do. But luckily,
Yeah, to join in the GD podcast.
that's the
Yeah,
reason.
weird.
No. But yeah, anyway, that's what I've been playing. So get on with it.
Damn, this kid's violent today.
That was you, Carl.
Yeah, I know, but you're still violent. I've been. I'm going to use Quan's phrase. I've been dipping my fingers back into Just Cause 3.
I suppose dipping your toes.
Same difference. Who cares?
Not dipping your fingers.
I don't care. Shut up.
It's dabbling my fingers.
Sorry, I've been dabbling my fingers back into Just Cause 3.
It's a good phrase. Don't hate Oscar.
Shut up.
Don't
I've been
let your
playing.
memes be mean.
Quan! Shut up!
That's what Cameron said.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
I've been playing Just Cause 3, been having a lot of fun playing that, just literally going around and blowing up whatever I can. Trying to do all the challenges that are in there as well. I also completed Life is Strange last week, and as these two have said, it was an amazing experience, and I was very
Even
close
with
to
the
tears
spoilers.
at the end of it. But yeah, that was a brilliant game.
Can we all congratulate Callum on actually finishing a game in the recent memory? Just...
I'm out. I'm done. Screw this.
He's not wrong. Like, how many games have you completed this last year?
The Order.
Oh my god!
That's 5 hours long.
Just Cause.
Quan, did you play The Order?
Yes.
Yeah, I completed
Oh,
it.
I didn't know. I didn't know if you did.
I didn't. I remember like you and Robin completing it in like the first day it coming
Oh yeah,
out because
I finished
it. Was so
I think I
short.
finished it in one day. No, actually no, it was 2 days. I got it on the Friday or something. I think that's when it came out, and I
Yeah.
finished it by the Saturday.
And
so-
I
Did-
completed
Oscar,
it in,
didn't you
like, a
pre-order
week,
The
and
Order?
You lot were like hating on me for for taking so long to complete it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there is
Oscar?
But
there's a
no, I
reason.
played
Didn't you
it,
pre-order The
enjoyed
Order?
it, but didn't like just.
Yeah, it's a fun
nothing
game.
there.
It's just too short.
No one's
There's
paying
just
attention
nothing
to me,
there.
as always.
No, sorry. Reference to something you probably haven't seen actually.
No.
My bad. That's
Oscar,
a good
did you
clip.
pre-order The
I'll show
Order?
it to you after.
Oscar, did you pre-order The Order? That's like the 5th time I've asked you.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
You're a
yes,
dickhead.
I did pre-order The Order, and that was a joke that we had back last year. So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's good to continue jokes.
like The Witcher 3
any-
being Game of the Year, apparently.
Yes, that's a great joke because it's
Game of the year
hilariously not true.
confirmed.
Anyway, can we move on to the next section of the podcast?
Well, the
Yes.
next.
You're
section-
not, Oscar, you of all people in here are not explaining it. You'll spend the next 20
Yeah.
minutes explaining it.
Yes, let's move on to the news
Fine.
with the news bearer. But there is going to be a change. Well, we're doing a little bit of an experiment, I guess,
Experiment.
in this podcast because. Yeah, I mean, the news, it does vary from week to week. There's sometimes more interesting bits of news, sometimes less interesting bits of news, and this is a week where there's less interesting bit of news. So
Basically,
we've
no
come
news.
up,
Actually, really, there was nothing. We couldn't
we've,
find
yeah,
anything.
well, yeah, exactly, there's no news. So, what we thought of, well, I think actually Oscar thought of the idea, but what we thought was a good idea was that we're not going to have the news segment as such in the podcast anymore. We apologise if that was a certain part of the podcast you enjoyed or anything, but in all
No
honesty,
one liked the
I
news.
don't
No
think,
one liked
yes,
the news.
I don't think it was exactly the highlight of it or anything. But what we're going to be replacing it with is something that we really probably should have been doing more of
Since
if
we
the
started
channel
this.
started. Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing debates, as in I or Callum probably will think of a debate to bring in, and well, we will discuss that, and hopefully we'll have differing opinions on it. We'll be trying to aim the questions towards being controversial to something that we know we all disagree on.
It's going to be. It can be literally about anything as well. That's something I wanted to quickly point
it
out.
doesn't
'cause
necessarily need to be on gaming. It
the
can be on
first
other
topic is
interests.
actually not even to do with gaming at all. It's a
Yes.
general topic that everyone can kind of like think about. That's the thing. We don't want to like make it something where it's only like applicable to us. Like that's not really, it's not really fun for you guys
Yeah.
watching. So
It's not going to be too
course.
personal, but it's going to be
Yeah.
a general enough topic, but also something that we think will be interesting for you. So again, please let us know what you think about this idea in the comment section below. But the first debate that we're going to discuss this week is something that I believe Callum wants to get off his chest. Is music, as in music, the charts, I guess, and more the popular music we see nowadays, getting worse with time, as in, compared to years and years ago, is it getting worse? Is it getting more generic? Is it becoming a certain style that isn't particularly enjoyable? Go.
Am I going first, or?
Well, Callum, you claim to be the music connoisseur, so
I am, out of all of us, I literally am the music connoisseur, okay?
Apart from he's like, oh yeah, rap's amazing.
Superhero.
Oh yeah,
I'm
rap.
the superhero
Oh yeah,
connoisseur.
like originally one of the ideas for this topic was going to be Marvel versus DC. It's like,
No,
yeah, that's
Callum's
helpful.
idea, yeah.
It's like, what? Okay, but anyway, Callum, go ahead with your apparently music expertise.
Right, as the music expert,
Oh yeah.
it's probably the only thing I'm better at than any of the dickheads on this channel.
No.
The only thing I said, I'm not better than anything else than you guys. Don't worry about it, except for maybe sex. But yeah, we'll move on from that. Because virgins.
No way.
Well, Quan is more of a virgin than I am.
There's not. I'm sorry. There are not varying degrees.
All right,
of
Forrest.
virginity.
All right, Forrest.
Oh,
Calm
God,
down.
There are not varying degrees of this. Let's be honest. You either are a virgin or you're not. There's not like a scale of 1 to 10. I'm
I've
like
already
a 2 on
started
the
this talking
virginity
about
scale.
music, and suddenly it's turned into apparently there's a virginity
Come on,
scale.
you make it seem as if getting a hand job is something like an achievement.
Getting a hand job in a forest is
Get
something,
out.
Oh
apparently.
my god!
Right. Anyway, I think personally that music is definitely getting worse as time goes on. Because if I look at the charts nowadays, I pretty much see it taken up by Bieber, Taylor Swift, and One Direction. And
One Direction are not anyone like special now. That's fucking.
no, I know,
ridiculous.
but if you'd look back at, say, last year, you would definitely have seen those three names in there, and you would see probably a couple of songs from them at least. I don't see how a little prick like Justin Bieber, like the Canadian twat that he is in the charts. I don't see why girls want to bang him.
Like
No,
I mean,
listen.
they liked him before,
Yeah,
but
it's
like
definitely changed.
it's because of his
hasn't
like
it? It's
EDM
weird.
shit that he's doing now. It's like what?
Well, that's the
EDM
weird thing,
isn't
though,
music.
I find about it. Like
EDM
everyone
isn't
thinks
music.
Everyone thinks of him when they think of all those like of his whole new album, but he did it. Wasn't it like a collaboration with Skrillex who actually produced the music? That's what I find weird because
That's what made it popular.
doesn't seem
No,
it doesn't-
Justin Bieber. That song would have been crap if Skrillex didn't produce it.
Well, that was
That's
the one.
why
That was the one
what
with Diplo
I'm
and
saying
Skrillex,
is, like, it
wasn't
didn't-
was,
Yeah,
whatever
it's
called.
it's funny because it doesn't seem to be as if he's made the lyrics to it or actually like decided what it'll be about. It seems almost as if he's just literally sung it and seems to be getting a lot of the credit for it. But that's, I guess, a side note into it.
No, it's really annoying. Like, and then I look back at. I'm showing that I listen to a massive range of music here. I go back like 30, 40 odd years, and I look at bands like Queen, the Rolling Stones. I look at Prince. I look at I will say it, Michael Jackson. I look at stuff like that.
Michael
NWA,
Jackson's a
yeah,
beast.
Yeah, what-
NWA.
Yeah,
Run
but that's the thing,
DMC,
though. That's the thing.
the
And then
Wu-Tang
Callum starts
Clan.
to go into his kind of black man mode, which is
Hang on.
which is where he likes
NWA,
rap.
Wu-Tang Clan, Run DMC,
And I'm
Cube,
like,
Dre,
what's going on? I
Eazy-E.
never even heard of
No,
these
listen. The thing is, like,
Not
Bowie
gonna lie,
as well.
when you said Wu-Tang Clan, I thought it was some sort of variation on the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh my
like,
God.
I thought it was just like some racist group, not a rap group. Like, it's not the first time I've heard of it. Like when you just said that, but I first saw it and was like, that must be something similar. But it's
This
actually
is
a rap
why.
group.
This is why I am the music expert.
See, like Callum, this is why. Okay, right. So Callum claims to be the music expert, even though he always says like certain music is shit. Like, okay, so I personally like Avicii's songs, right?
That is not music.
I like Avicii
And
levels.
like I mean, certain songs. He seems to have gone into more like a Western mix of like Western and electronic music, which is kind of weird. But like the old stuff that he did and some of the new stuff he does, I like. And Callum is like, oh, it's not music; it's all the same. And we're like, well, if it's all the same, then why is it doing? Why is individual songs doing like better than others? And why are they most of the time in the charts?
Because
at some
people
point?
these days are oblivious to what music is. Can you
I'm-
tell Oscar? Would you be able to tell me songs that Led Zeppelin have done? Would you be able
No.
to tell me songs
No,
that
I can't.
AC/DC have done?
AC/DC, yes.
Go on, and name me two now.
Back in Black is one, I believe.
Yeah.
I couldn't name probably another one though. Because I couldn't name
This
two
is
songs.
awkward.
But I that's the thing. I don't listen to like 80s and 70s and whatever songs. Like I mean
That's when music was real. That's when people used actual instruments to make their music, which
Well,
is why it's way better than using a computer.
I mean, there's certain songs that I like from that era, but like I would never like go out on a limb to listen to songs back from like the 20th century or whatever, the late 20th century, I suppose you'd call it. But I mean, like some of the Beatles songs I like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, I personally like. And there's loads of different like songs from back then that I would listen to maybe on a kind of rare basis, but it's not as much as like saying, yeah, I'm a fan of AC/DC, yeah, I'm a fan of Guns N' Roses, or whatever. Like there's loads of different like artists who were very big back in the 80s, and I understand why people like them, and that some of their songs are very good, like Paradise City I like. Again, there's loads of different songs that I would listen to randomly, but it wouldn't be on a regular basis. Like maybe Callum, you might listen to songs by AC/DC and whatever.
I don't listen to them that often, but it's always something that's going to be in my playlist somewhere. It's like,
your argument, Callum, is that the music we're getting now is more fake than in the past?
Pretty much. What you're saying? I don't see how people using I admire people for the talents that they have making music with a computer. I don't see how that means that it's going to be popular because someone put a little bit of dubstep and some lyrics on a song. Okay, I don't see how that's music nowadays.
I guess my input into it would be that the charts these days, there's a very similar pattern you see with them, right? There seems to be trends that you see right now, and obviously EDM or like whatever you want to call it, or deep house or that sort of music.
Deep house is the shit, though. I will admit that.
Yeah, but that seems to be trending at the moment, and that seems to be getting more and more into the charts. Occasionally, you have like one or two songs that explode, like "Hello."
See, that's the. I don't really like that song either. I don't like. Yeah, but that's the thing.
Okay, yeah, but I think the general common theme, right, with all these different songs that get into the charts is that they're all catchy. They all stick in people's heads. They're all nice songs to have in the background, maybe when you're driving the car or something like that.
That's completely different from me then. I'd rather have something I can like literally just drive along and just rap along to.
Yeah, obviously, but I'm
Kendrick
not saying...
Lamar, he is the one.
Okay, Colin, but you're also like that guy that wants to be the black guy wearing a
snapback
cap,
this is Callum in real life, right? Like you don't understand. Like Callum in real life is like some kind of
smoking his pipe.
He's actually got one of those like Jamaican like hats on his head. He's like Snoop Dogg,
my god, yeah.
Like Snoop Dogg's Jamaican.
No, but like there's that photo
Jamaican
of him
hat,
where he's got
the hat. Anyway,
you do realise that Snoop Dogg is like the biggest stoner in the world. I am not Snoop Dogg. I wish I was Snoop Dogg, but I am not Snoop Dogg.
So this is the point. Callum's there now actually trying to become a weed smoker. So,
but that's away from my point. My point is more that it's not necessarily good music. I honestly I couldn't care less about chart music if I'm being honest.
Agreed.
I don't listen to hardly any of the chart music that comes out. I just literally don't find it nice to listen to. A lot of it I actually find more cringy to listen to be honest. But I think it's not something that we should be particularly hateful on, because it's not something that we need to partake in, right? If people are interested in this sort of thing and they're sort of just following the trend, there's always going to be people wanting to follow a trend, right? All those sort of artists that you were mentioning in the past, they were all popular at some point because people were following the trend, and all these sort of sheep are following chart music, not because they're particularly good music, just because they're considered popular, right?
Look, I would genuinely put this out there, right? Like, this is... I'm going to sound like I'm even blacker right now. Like, after
watching... This is almost impossible.
I'm willing to bet that after people watch Straight Outta Compton, right, that they went and... No, listen.
See, no, being genuinely...
No, listen.
I saw the tweet the other day. I'm going to watch Straight Outta Compton, Top Compton, for the 9th time in 5 days.
I know, today. And I was like, Jesus, Callum...
Can you listen to me for 2 minutes?
No,
I have a valid point. I have a valid point.
Your valid points consist of just
your opinion is on.
I want to wear a snapback that's got BBK on it. Like, what the fuck?
Just go.
It's a valid point. That's the thing. Go. As soon as people watch that film, they went straight onto YouTube, or they went straight to HMV or wherever it is that they buy their CDs, and they would have bought stuff like that.
No one goes to HMV anymore, Callum.
I do. I spend half my time in that shop.
That's so dumb.
How is that dumb?
Because people just buy it on the internet now, or like
it's cheaper to buy it in the shop. You imbecile.
That's probably what most people do. Probably go on YouTube and download it or something. That's what most people would do. Probably.
I'd rather buy my music.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing too. I do it most of the time. I subscribe to Spotify, so
no,
that's how
but
I
it's
get my music.
It's like Oliver was saying is that people are being sheep and they're following the crowd because they watch that film. They think, oh yeah, now I'm a real NWA fan or I'm a real Ice Cube fan or whatever. And then, like you say, it was popular before, but you just got to be different from the crowd. You got to take your
that's the thing, though. You don't
else.
have to be. I think music is one of the, if not the most subjective form of media, right? Because it is literally all about what sound is good to you, what connection you can make with a song, right? And I don't think you should be limited to the charts, no, but I also think that you should be entitled to your own opinion and just listen to music that makes you feel happy. Or
my opinion right now is that Oscar's
opinion
is invalid because he listens to Avicii.
Like this has always been Callum's like biggest like annoyance with me. It's like, listen to Avicii. He doesn't really like proper music or whatever.
No, you don't like proper music.
It's not terrible. It's not awful music.
It's awful.
Even you said you admitted you liked.
But I mean, and again, touching on your point about electronic music, Callum, you're saying that like you don't like when it was back in the old days where we actually used instruments like to make music. I think and you also sort of did touch on this point a little bit, but I'd like to highlight it. I think there's a massive, it's quite interesting, there's a massive skill involved nowadays with music production.
And I said, I appreciate the fact that there is a massive skill.
And I think,
but then you're like batting it down, Callum, by saying it's all bad or something. Like, I mean, you can't just. I know you've got like your opinion of what music you like and whatever, but you can't just say all music is bad.
I appreciate the fact that it takes a lot of skill to create this music. It doesn't mean that I like the music.
But again, I'd say that Avicii isn't a good example of that. I mean, no offense to Oscar, I don't really care what he listens to, but I think some of the music I listen to, I mean, like I've never listened to 5 different songs from Odessa, and you cannot say any one of those like has a sound that you've heard in another song before, right? So I think from that point of view, I think it's good to see music evolving to something we haven't heard before. And I think, to an extent, yes, it will be a shame that in 50 years' time we'll be looking back at artists like Justin Bieber instead of artists like David Bowie. But that's just how it is, and we don't need to listen to that sort of music.
Actually, that's one thing I do want to finally bring up, because we have gone about this for like 10 minutes now. But like back in the 80s or whatever, the songs that were popular were still like that. I mean, that's how pop music is. It's called popular music. That's what it's shortened for. That's why it's in the charts most of the time. All that popular music is like the stuff that people listen to on a regular basis. And back then, it was this kind of. I mean, Depeche Mode, for example, were quite popular back then. They had like Just Can't Get Enough, and that's very kind of electronic, that kind of thing.
I just can't get enough.
Sex, I just can't get enough.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Human League was popular as well.
And I just can't seem to get enough of you. Sorry. Luis Suarez.
Jamie the football chants.
Yeah, there we go. But no, again, as you know, there was lots of these songs that were popular back then, and they were still in the charts because they were that kind of, catchy music. That's what it is. And like, for example, people outside the UK won't know they might not know, probably won't know what a pantomime is. And that's kind of like a form of like theatre that most people do around Christmas time in the UK. And it's all basically.
Oh no, it isn't.
Oh, good one. Oh yes, it is. But no. It's like it's comedy. It's very much like it's breaking the fourth wall. It's comedy. You kind of make a mess of yourself on stage. It's basically what it is. And lots of people do it in schools and that kind of thing. And because it's my last year in an actual school, our year gets to do it and perform in front of the school and stuff. And the song that we had for an intro sequence was "Walk the Moon, Shut Up and Dance," which is a very popular song. Something that I actually again personally like. I like that song. It fitted the kind of the actual moving into the thing anyway. But like that was one that was in the charts for ages, and I mean I personally liked it, and it was kind of it's quite like indie music. Maybe people would suggest it might be. It's more kind of it is quite poppy, but it's like even then I still like that kind of music as well. Like there's certain songs in the charts that I would say I like that song, but most of it is that kind of annoying like Justin Bieber and like.
Little Mix,
like
what
I mean,
they make me cringe so much, man.
And again, Taylor Swift to a certain extent as well, but she can kind of sing.
No, she did one good song. I have declared this, and it was because Kendrick Lamar saved the song.
See that?
Yeah, but she's bang tidy.
No, she's not.
Oh yes, she is. Oh yes, she is.
She's really not, mate.
Oh no,
Get your
it's
eyes-
just
don't
going to
respect
turn into
Saber.
would
I don't
you
know what
ban
your
Taylor
standard
Swift or
is.
not? Like, what would you do? I mean,
I don't know what your standard is.
I'm
Callum,
personally-
but, like,
yeah,
would you say no?
I would.
I would say no.
I wouldn't say no. I would go for. I would go for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd say no.
What the hell, Callum?
You get out. What would you say? What would you say?
Callum
yes
would rather
to
go for
then?
Kendrick Lamar than he would go for
No.
Taylor Swift.
He rather receives it.
I'm not as gay as Oscar.
Come on, Callum. Like, come on.
Not as gay.
Selena
so gay.
Gomez? Yes, no.
Yeah, I'd give her one.
Yeah. Taylor Swift? Yeah, I would.
No.
Kaylee Cuoco, mate. That's
That's all right. I do like her.
Oh right.
I
Moving
don't
on.
really like the Big Bang Theory, but she's all right.
Oh yeah, I know.
Anyone else? Hang on. I've got one. Anyone else from Mia Khalifa?
Which one? Isn't she a porn star? I was like, I recognise that name, but where is it?
Hey, are you seriously going down this route? How does it always get onto this tangent? It's always the same tangent too.
Isn't Lucy Pinder on as well? Or is she like she's like in Nuts magazine?
She's a Nuts magazine model, mate.
Tens off the top of my head.
You could probably
Lucy
name all the
Pinder
people
is a
in like the
Nuts
fake
magazine
taxi
model.
van. Like,
Oh, yeah.
well, you know, taxi, not a van really.
Jasmine J.
There was one that was absolutely hilarious recently.
Why are we doing this?
No, seriously, move on. Viewer topics, please. Can I actually mention one viewer topic before we start? It's not really a viewer topic, but I'm talking to Lapanero on Steam, and he asked me, I need to say this in the podcast, I need to say greetings to Oscar, the Robin Gaming ripoff, and Callum the Casual.
And Kwanzaa.
So he says hi, by the way. So that's
Okay.
one viewer thing.
People always say I'm a Robin Gaming ripoff. I don't know how. Like,
Because
dear.
you're a viewer.
Yeah, that's probably why.
and
Yeah,
and
that
you always
is
talk
the
about
reason.
Uncharted. So
Yeah,
Yep.
true.
At
Okay,
every point possible.
so actually, I'm gonna give you a choice today. I'm gonna give you a choice. It's gonna be a
choice.
So-
Is it the red
Really?
pill or the blue pill?
no.
Which
Do
came
you even
first, the
Matrix?
chicken or the egg?
So, I've decided that we're going to go with these two. I mean, you guys will decide which one we pick. So we've either got. I'm not even going to attempt to say the name, but I am gonna. Vase Hack Vilu. That's what we're going with today. He said, I butcher everyone's name, I swear. He said, great podcast once again, guys. I came from Robin's channel. That was again what we were asking before. My viewer topic is, do you think No Man's Sky will live up to the hype? So that's one of them. Or we're going to scroll down to the bottom. From the Uncharted Gamer, viewer topic, top 3 banter moments in the GD podcast. So, which one would you rather have?
Banter moments.
I would struggle to think of those off the top of my head, if I'm
I
being
can.
honest.
I got a couple.
Okay, well, if you want to go for... I mean, as far as No Man's Sky is concerned, there's a definite massive risk of it not living up to the hype.
Yeah, again.
Purely because so many people are hyped for it. And my main concern is that there doesn't seem to be a main aim for it. So if they can sort out that problem, then I don't have any doubts that it would be a good game. But whether or not it's going to be this massive game, like one of the best games of the year, that people seem to want it to be, yeah, I'm not fully confident about that at all.
Okay.
I might
So
have
Although what I
agree
would
on
love
that
to
one.
see is it being on VR. But yeah.
we'll do
as far as
the
other
top
one is
3
concerned.
banter moments
Yeah.
then. That's what we'll go with. So there you go. The Uncharted Gamer is your question being used for the viewer topic. And Callum, you say you have a couple already, so...
So there's one I can think of.
I think there's an obvious one that's coming up, really.
When Robin absolutely ripped into me about the Taken King, like
Yeah,
That was good. That's actually a video on Robin's channel, actually. I think that was part of the
that-
video.
yeah,
that
it was
on.
that, like the first time he ever promoted us.
Yeah. That's not true. He's done it about 5 different times.
And then I think it does have to be the conversation about all the fake type of videos that we had.
that was...
I was thinking, you know the one I was thinking, if to round it off to get all 3 moments, I think Cameron Please Come has to be in there.
That has got to be
The
it.
whole about 5 or 6 minutes that we had of that was
Yeah.
some of the best moments that I've ever had recording a video, regardless of it being in the podcast or not. But that was fantastic.
Yeah.
The explanation of that, and Quan just kind of going, trying to like defend his own kind of dignity.
That was horrible though.
That
He
was
kept interrupting
absolutely
me
brilliant.
with what it wasn't. So it was
Yeah.
just
Again, if you
It
haven't
was just
seen that, that
complete
is the most
shambles.
hilarious thing I think I've seen. Yeah, I think the podcast is labelled like Robin Returns or something, and it's just brilliant.
They abused me, and then they go on to abusing
Oh, yeah.
Quan.
I know. Like that is actually hilarious. I the amount of times, like, I mean, there's a few moments in like our in our like 2-year channel that we've been doing. We'll be like 2 years old in like March or something, March 2nd, I think. And yeah, there's some brilliant moments that we've had. I think one of them standout moment is headset drop. That's one that's always well known.
That's a good one.
Cameron, please come.
I remember it was like my first video on GreatnessDebates, and I remember making a joke about like Callum it wasn't being a casual, but it was something along those lines. I'm trying to remember what it is now. I'll find it.
I think
after
it was
the
something
video.
about me being gay or being a faggot or something. And then you turned around and said, like, don't worry, you're already doing a good job of that. Or something.
No, that was like the first video, because it was like our top 3 favourite games of all time or something like that. It was something similar to that. Anyway, again, that was when Juan joined.
That was like the first time, and I thought I put myself in the shit by like insulting you, but then shortly afterwards realised like nobody cares.
No one literally cares. Seriously, we don't
like,
care.
If anyone like randomly came into like a video with GD, we'd either just abuse you or you could abuse us, and no one would give a shit.
I genuinely wouldn't care.
Because we do it all the time, and that's kind of like, it's actually more of a British thing. Like, everyone just kind of takes the piss out of each other, and no one really cares.
It's called banter.
Yeah, that is actually the word of banter, pretty much.
So ban.
But there you go. If we had to pick out 3 moments, we'd say probably Cameron, please come, abusing Callum from Robin's sake, and also I think, what was the third one? I've forgotten.
Oh god.
There was
The porn talk.
Plenty, though.
Oh, that was it. Fake taxi versus like the whole
yeah.
random porn talk that we've had before, which is something we should definitely add to the podcast to more.
Just randomly cropped up again today.
What have you been watching in the world of porn?
What have you been watching? But that's a very good segue, actually. I think we should probably move into what we've actually been watching.
Yeah.
Because we are at that point. Actually, I'm going to start off because for once I can actually contribute to this topic or this section of the podcast, because I've actually watched quite a few things. I've also worked away actually to get Netflix for free every single month. So
Netflix and chill.
that will bode well for when that happens.
Which it never will.
Which it probably never will. But we will go with what the kind of things I've been watching on there. So first thing, Wolf of Wall Street. Fantastic film. I watched that again recently.
I haven't seen it.
2 hours and a half long of just hilarity and brilliant. And also it's got Margot Robbie in it.
I'd give her
I
one.
Forgot before Margot Robbie. Oh,
mate, I would.
Mate,
I would.
What I would do.
I'd do a lot of things.
So there's that.
I need to note that down right now.
I'd only need like a minute.
Oh my god!
Wait, but that's more than what Leonardo DiCaprio needed in the movie.
And as you probably expect, I
like
fucked her goddamn brains out.
For 8 seconds.
It's 11 seconds, I think. It's 11.
Yeah.
11 seconds. So that's a brilliant movie. There's some great quotes that you can take from that movie, and that's just that's brilliant. Another one I've watched. I actually went back. It kind of spurred on like a way of me like watching loads of amazing comedies that I've watched in the past. So I ended up watching the first 2 In-Betweeners movies. So both of them are good. Again, people outside the UK might not. Well, they definitely should have heard of the In-Betweeners, but they might not have watched the series. That kind of thing. It's a UK series. Very, very funny.
Tito started watching it though, didn't he?
Tito did start watching it. I saw that, and I was thinking, damn, I can't believe it's got all the way to South America. That's fantastic. And he said he enjoyed it and found it brilliant. So that's awesome to see. And so yeah, there was that. I watched that as well. I also watched again was spurred on. I also watched the second Anchorman film as well. So that's also a funny one as well.
It's always a good one, yeah.
Hilarious.
So yeah, there we go. That's all I've watched. I've watched quite a lot of stuff this week. Callum.
Juan, do you want to go?
Or whoever. I don't mind. Just someone.
It's fairly obvious what I've watched this week.
Does it start with an S?
It might do.
Does it end with a N?
Your spelling was great then, mate.
I was like, hang on a minute. Originally I was going to say M. I was like, M? Straight out of Comp Tom. No.
Crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube from the gang
is that
called
literally
With
it?
Attitude.
Ice Cube is good in the Jump Street films. I like him.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'll just go with what I've watched. Straight Outta Compton, I have watched that like 3 or 4 times this week. It probably is definitely my favourite film of last year. I've watched Ride Along a couple of days ago. I will be seeing Ride Along 2 when it comes out this weekend. Did I already say that I watched The Hateful Eight? I don't know.
I think you said you were going to watch it. I don't think you said you actually had watched it.
I did watch it, and it was a great film.
I've heard it's quite good. Like Quentin Tarantino's like it's kind of like a typical kind of film from him, but
it was quite slow.
Well, apparently it's just like it opens quite well, and then there's like a massive, long, just all in one room, right?
Yeah, literally is. They filmed. It's like filmed in two places. It's like filmed on a mountainside and then filmed in this massive house. That's literally it. That's what the entire film consists of.
Saves a lot of money, I guess.
No, but Tarantino did a great job in making that film what it was. But yeah, that was a really good film. Not one of his like not his best, because that's just easily Pulp Fiction. Like there's just no denying that.
Okay.
I think that's all I've been watching this week. So Quan.
Oh, sorry. I was paying attention.
Pay attention.
What have I been? I haven't been watching a huge deal, if I'm being perfectly honest. What? I've been watching like in the evenings. It's usually broadcast on Sky. I've been watching a little bit of The Moaning of Life with Carl Pilkington, because I'm not sure if people outside the UK again will know of Carl Pilkington, and
he's such a legend.
I know, but it's quite British comedy.
I liked An Idiot Abroad. I never watched. I don't think
The Moaning of Life. It's not as like funny as An Idiot Abroad in my opinion, because he's doing things out of his own interests rather than being forced to do them.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, like it's still really funny. I watched the one about like giving birth and that sort of stuff the other day. Also watched the one about when he had to when they told him to go and sleep in a bin, but he chose to sleep in a portaloo, and then was annoyed because he actually never used the toilet. But no, yeah, that I absolutely love Carl Pilkington. I actually listens to some of the Ricky Gervais show podcasts on YouTube too. So yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. Apart from that, again in the evenings, watching a little bit of QI recently.
Someone's trying to become more intellectual.
Yeah. I hardly need to try, Callum. No.
Do you want to get any further up your own ass? Like more than Cameron did.
Sarcasm, fucking hell! Like I wasn't exactly being.
What?
Why are you such a bellend?
I do geography because I took the easy way out.
It's not easy.
Geography's not easy.
Yeah, it is. You just draw maps.
It's really hard.
I can vouch.
You should have seen my skills paper today. It was just a pile of A's. Like, the questions on there were so bad.
Like I genuinely like when I and again with tangent as usual, but like I genuinely hated geography at GCSE, and the fucking like the fact we had to do 3 different units in the space of like 2 weeks and learn all that shit was horrible. So I'm glad I finished geography. I actually found it relatively difficult, but I still got a B in it, so kind of good. I was like 4. I was like
pretty much.
I was like 4 marks off an A. So.
Okay, good story. It's heartbreaking. I think that's the end of the podcast, is it not?
I'm amazed my camera's not run out yet. So let's fucking end it quickly before it does.
After you.
Okay, thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and bye.
Bye. I love this ending. Bye.